Hi, my name is Rodney Worth. I'm with the Pez and the Pear. Last week I posted something on Facebook saying, does anybody want to see how a turkey's prepared, cooked, and carved? I asked for 400 likes in an hour. I got 500 in 1 hour. So here I am. Today I'm going to show you a very simple preparation of a Thanksgiving turkey. Flavors that my mother used when I was growing up. I love sage, thyme, butter, salt, and pepper. So these are very simple things that I'm going to do. I'm going to start off by, I have a 20-pound turkey. I'm going to start pulling some things off of here. So to show you how we do it in a restaurant, we're going to remove all of the organs and we're going to take away some of the excess fat. So like back here we have a little fat. Fat is good on a turkey, but it can get too greasy in times. And then I'm going to show you a couple other little tricks that I've learned over the years. The thermometer that comes in on a turkey usually does not work. Never trust this thing. So what I do is I pull that out, throw it away. I get a big piece of garlic and I put it right in there. That stops the juices from running back out. I'm going to take the neck off, the skin here, remove the organs. This turkey has been, it's a fresh turkey that came in and it's been totally washed. And I'm just going to remove this part here, the plastic. I don't like any of the plastic stuff in food. So anything you can move, and then the back of the turkey here. So right here, you basically have your makings of your Thanksgiving feast. Get rid of all this. Turkey. Flip it over. This is what I like to do. I just take the wings, fold them over like this, and then I get them, flip it over. Salt. I put salt everywhere. I try to get a little bit everywhere just on the initial, and then I move on to, I stuff the cavity with a couple oranges and a couple onions. You don't want to add too much strong flavors to a turkey right now, because this is what your gravy is going to taste like. All the drippings, everything's going to come through with this. So I'm going to add just a little bit of pepper here too. I'm going to start rubbing it down. I'm going to do this a couple times because I'm going to add some butter here that is going to help the outside get crispy and brown. I'm going to put a little bit of butter inside, rub it all over. So I'm using about a pound of unsalted butter, and I'm just kind of rubbing it down, and it is getting in there, and I'm putting in the cavity. Sage, which is my favorite ingredient in the fall. And I'm going to get it all over. And during the cooking process, we are going to be basting this. So if it doesn't look pretty right now, it's not a big deal. It's going to look really pretty when it's done. So I'm just going to get all the surface area here that I can get. And I love sage. Then I'm going to hit it with some more salt. This isn't a lot of salt here because this is a big turkey. So it's a little bit more pepper. You don't want it too spicy. Fresh thyme, one of my favorite ingredients. I'm going to shove it right in the cavity. It's in there with the butter, the oranges, and the onions. And then fresh sage. It's going to go in there. And that's what's going to happen is the turkey juices are going to drip on the butter, drip on the herbs, come out of the pan, and that's what we're going to be basting this with. It's going to be some serious love. One more orange here. One more onion. Got my little hole patched up there with a little bit of garlic. I'm going to come right down here, move this for you. Turkey is ready to go. It's going to fit right in this pan, and I'm going to go show you how to put it in the oven. So right now we have our turkey ready to go in the oven. It is a convection oven, so I got it at 375 degrees for about 30 minutes. And then what we're going to do is turn it down and let it slow roast. So now that it's been about 2.5 hours, turkey's ready to come out. So the turkey's out of the oven. I checked temperature on it. It was 160. I pulled it out. I tinted it with a piece of tin foil, let it sit for about 20-30 minutes. Now it's still 164 degrees. It's perfect to start carving. One of the things that a lot of home chefs don't do is buy a thermometer. You have to have a thermometer to do a big primal piece of meat, like a prime rib, a rack of pork, a turkey. Every oven is different, so we really have to follow it by only temperature. I checked this a couple times. I basted it only once throughout the whole process. I kept the oven door closed and I let the heating process go. I added a cup of Chardonnay to it at the halfway point when we started basting it. So you got this really beautiful smells of sage, butter, thyme, orange, and onion in it. It really smells great. I'm ready to carve it. So what I do is I use some tongs, and to transfer it over, you lift it straight up, shake a little off, right down there. I am going to start carving this. I turn it this way, and I always like to find the direct center, and I kind of just give it a little slice there, and I go about 3/8 of an inch, a half an inch to the center, and I just start coming right down, really nice and soft. And then I come on this side of it. So I just start slicing down a little bit, coming right down, and I'm just following the bones. And then I just start pulling on it a little bit. I get in here with some tongs because it's hot, and I just start kind of running the knife down. So I'm getting as much meat as possible to fall off. And so this is just kind of, I'm barely even using the knife. I'm using a 10-inch chef's knife, which is just easy to get in there. And so I'm just doing this. I cut away here. I'm not doing any work so far. So now I'm just coming around here, and I'm just, look what I got. I got the breast. Perfect. I'm just going to set that right there. And then I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to do the same thing with the leg and thigh on this side. So I'm going to come around here and just barely move it. Barely move it. Come in here. Got the leg and thigh. Same thing here. Now I got my part where I like to cut. I'm just working down that bone. And so I can see where I'm following here. You're just letting the knife work. Pulling this down. You can see how juicy it is in there right there. That's because we didn't overcook and we ran the temperature right up to a perfect area. Okay, I'm going to put some of this back in here to get some juice. And then I'm going to take these apart too, the thigh and the leg. So right now I'm still working on this breast here. Pull that there. Just come right down. Breast. Inside you can see everything, that all the herbs, oranges, everything that we're really scenting the stock for the gravy. So I'm just taking off the wings. I'm just following where the joint is. And I'm just kind of going around, taking each wing off. I'm going to put the wings back in the stock. And then the drum, it's a little tougher here. You got some meat, some beautiful meat coming off of it. So I'm just placing these back in the juice. So basically you have all the meat off the turkey. There's a little bit of meat right here that you can, take off with a pair of tongs. This makes for children or if you're not slicing it. So there's a little bit meat left. There's about a half a pound in there. So we're going to set this over here. And then that can be used for a beautiful turkey soup. So what do? I got my breast here. Lay it flat down on the table. I flip it over because the knife goes through the skin and it won't rip it as bad. So basically I start right here, I push down on it, and I just start doing nice, easy slices. I like it about a ½ inch thick. Now you're not getting the beautiful turkey on the table, but you're not getting a big mess on the table either, where everybody's fighting over everything and it gets real messy. So you can bring it to the table, carve. While you're letting this rest, you could be making your gravy. Bone out I'm gonna pull this apart here from the thigh and the drumstick. Get a little skin there. I'm gonna put that right on there. And we're a minute away from having some beautiful Thanksgiving dinner. Everything could be hot at this point, going onto the table. Somebody could be saying, get ready to eat, guys. Dark meat here. So what we did was carve a turkey to get all the meat off of it. There is a little bit of meat left on here, but not much. Everything is on this platter. It's ready to go. You're ready to have Thanksgiving. Right now, at this point, I would drop this in some water and have your turkey soup going. So when you're ready to clean up at the end of the night, you even have your broth. Everything's going for your turkey soup tomorrow.